Hey y'all! I'm so excited to share some of these things and hopefully answer some of your questions for you about why I did this. But just know that sometimes when I say you, I'm staring at my own face in this little camera. So I'm not shouting out, not calling anybody out. It's me that I'm talking about. And this is about where people get confused about struggling with a few pounds versus actual food addiction. I'm going to go through this 8-point list that's pretty consistent if you Google distinctions of what is actual food addiction on the internet. A lot of medical sites come up with this list similarly. I'm going to try and talk through it faster because my other video was too long. I don't want to keep you guys for so long every time. But I also want to give you some good examples of why things were different and how they apply to my life. The other thing I gotta say is no matter what caused addiction in somebody's life, whether it was, your mama, your daddy, your granny, your whatever it is, when you're grown, you gotta own it. It's me. It's all me right now. And so, the big girl panties that I wear, they're big because I made them big. They're not, nobody else did this. I mean, I've been dieting since I was 6 years old, and this is an old routine, and there's probably a lot of mental reasons and environmental or whatever, but I am going to be 45 this next month, and this is on me to fix, and my tool of choice was to choose gastric bypass because as someone with food addiction, I needed some help with a boundary that in 45 years I haven't been able to manage, and life is short and I'm not fooling around with it anymore. So that's where that's from. Okay, so here's the 8 things that kind of distinguish between just a common struggle with weight versus actual food addiction. Number 1, you never eat in moderation. It's all or nothing, baby. And that would be me. And here's an example. I've sat down at people's desks, open up the desk to get a pen, and I'm like, why do you have a half-eaten bar of candy in here? Why? Was it bad? Is it garbage? Do you want to throw it away? And people will be like, oh, I'm not done with it. I just had a little sneak roll. Huh, really? Got a bag of licorice in here too. Did you know that? There's like 3 pieces left. Are you a quitter? What's the deal? I can't do that. I can't do that. I'm a finisher. I'm in the Clean Your Plate Club winner, and I don't do that. So that's kind of a mentality thing of, I don't get it. Alcohol is a food group, or it was, since it's in with food. There was a time where I specifically struggled with that because it's in the same category for me of what is moderation? A half drink anything doesn't make sense to me. And do I want a glass or a pint? Is that a question? I'm going to be here a while, so, that's the kind of thing. And then big gulps. Remember when they came out, they seemed huge, and they were 32 ounces. I practically wanted that for my coffee mug in the morning by the time 2016 rolled around. So times changed, the volume of drink changed, and I evolved with it in terms of I just need the volume in terms of, there's no moderation. I don't have that button in my mind, in my brain. Number 2, you make up excuses for failure. This one is consistent across the list, and it hurt my feelings. Here, I got one for you. I got a good excuse for you. Let's say hypothetically you have a child or 2, one who specifically struggles with generalized anxiety and depression, and social anxiety, self-harm, and suicidal thoughts, and needed to be hospitalized. Yeah, that's a card I could play. And I played it to the tune of 60 pounds gained in a short amount of time, in about a year and a half. 60 pounds, y'all. Now, my healthy response to that could be, hey, baby, let's go for a walk. Now, I know that's not practical, but I'm just saying, I gave myself the card of, look, I got bigger fish to fry than losing weight right now. Let's order some pizza. Or I did have other options. I can tell you I didn't, but I did have other options. And so that was my situation. That was our situation. We come here and I can see instantly that when my daughter got healthier, her food intake got healthier, her exercise, her daylight got healthier. And so guess what? A lot of the weight that I gained was due to my own food addiction, not her situation. So you see how the distinction is that I can be mad that someone says that it's an excuse, because by God, when your child is da 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 da, well, get off your soapbox, Christy. Talking to myself, because I don't care what your situation is. There are other options. Now, you may not have been fit mentally enough to take them, but you need to recognize and own them, because I do now, but I did then. I was like, oh, bite the wall. I'm not going to deal with that. Ain't nobody going to listen to you, because I've got, the card of the martyr mom in this situation, and it doesn't play, because long term it'll kill you. You got to put the oxygen mask on yourself before you can help somebody else, right? So, number 3, you crave food following a meal. Sit down, have some biscuits and gravy. Just do it. Have some biscuits and gravy. Not really, I'm just using this as an example. And then you're sitting there afterwards and you see somebody on the TV or, Guy Fieri or wherever his name is, says, hey, what's really good is deep fry that biscuit with some honey and some butter inside it, and then you go in the kitchen and you just piddle and play with food to the tune of another meal, essentially. It sounded really good, even sitting on the couch, but I just ate. Why? Sometimes after you have a good meal, then you think, you know what? I'd like to have a box of cereal or two. Or bowl. I won't say box. So those are crappy. So those are examples. That's number 3 example of the distinction between somebody who struggles with weight, at a normal level versus someone who actually has no understanding that food is fuel versus, just using it and abusing it. Number 4, you set yourself up to fail. So let's say, hypothetically, I'm going to give myself a cheat day. I'm going to eat anything I want on Tuesdays. Well, the problem with that, if you have an actual food addiction, is somebody's going to say, hey, you want to come to a birthday party Friday? You want to come to a Christmas party on Saturday night? You want to do this? You want to do that? You won't, as a food addict, have the self-boundary to say, this is it. Or if you do, you won't have it without help or accountability, because all addicts, there's different ways of getting that accountability and support. I chose to put that tool in my body because I don't have a guardian angel sitting there saying, don't eat that, don't go there, you're done, put the fork up. So you set yourself up to fail. We had a example one time that I was aware of where the whole family was set up to do an intervention for a family member. And the person at the last minute said, look, okay, I get it. I won't do it anymore. Sorry, I'm out. Appreciate your time. Thanks, everybody, for your concern. I'll stop doing it. Thanks. Thanks. And the counselor was like, yeah, the thing is, toxic, malignant behavior, when it becomes this big to impact a family group or a person's whole body and that kind of thing, it doesn't tend to get better on its own. You tend to need some kind of recovery program, some kind of boundary or what have you. So they don't get better on their own. Number 4, that's what that is, that you set yourself up to fail by taking away helpful aids and those kinds of things and barriers. Number 5, you eat till you get stuffed and you keep going. I've told this story before. I'm not proud of it. I'm ashamed of it, but you need to know that other people do this. Christmas candy that I love is peanut patties. It's not actually Christmas candy, but it's just, that's when we made it. Everybody's out of the house. I don't remember why. I ate some. Got so full of it, laid down. Went through the process of sweating it out and just being so sugar coma. Get up, drink some water, walk around the house, set myself out. I'm just going to have these 4 pieces. Put it up. Do it again. Almost throw up. I'm like, this is ridiculous. Go eat a salad. Go eat a salad. Go to put some stuff in the garbage, and I see that I've thrown away that peanut patty candy. It's perfectly good candy. Get it out of the garbage. Eat it. That is not someone playing with pounds. It's not someone thinking I need fuel versus whatever. That's someone thinking sex, drugs, alcohol, whatever your bender is, it's a chemical change that happens for you when you eat it. And I, for food, craved that feeling and that flavor, and a lot of times the association of memory or what have you. So, number 6, you sneak food. I did that whole thing in private. Doesn't matter if you eat it in your car, in your kitchen, or in the bathroom. Number 7, you associate food with some kind of emotion. Whether it's relief, whether it is control, whether it is screw you. I'm going to eat a whole box of this cereal and y'all can have whatever you want to do. Or whatever it is. You associate food instead of this is fuel for my body, but I'm going to do this. I'm going to accomplish this emotion and this feeling inside me by eating this food. That's food addiction. Has nothing to do with calories, carbs, protein, fiber, da-da-da-da-da-da-da. It's about something. Usually about guilt and shame, but it can also be about relief or control or just pain that you want to be transformed into feeling a different way, and food does that for you. Last but not least, and this is the most important one to me, you are aware that your health is in jeopardy and you do it anyway. Over the last few years, I have had the best medical care. When I was in Richland, I had a great doctor who lovingly and annoyingly reminded me of what I was doing to my health and my body. And he would lovingly and remind me when I was successful too. He would say, just losing 10 pounds can do this. Just doing this much can do this. So keep going, keep going. I saw people, loved ones die, with obesity issues, with diabetes, with, painful things that are hard on the loved ones to take care of them. I've seen it when I was in hospice support work and volunteering. I've seen it in my own family. But most of all, I have loved ones that are near and dear in my family that are young, like babies. And I want to see them grow up and do cool things. And when I started thinking about that, I started thinking, well, crap, my daughters haven't even had kids yet, and I don't have grandkids, and I want to grow old and healthy. I don't want to grow old and be part of what they got to take care of. I want to participate and help and be active in my own life. I want to be an actor in my own play. I got so many ways of telling that, but you know what I mean. I'm I become a bystander in terms of what I'm willing and able to participate in when I am uncomfortable rolling over in bed, when I don't sleep because I have indigestion or whatever, GERD or acid reflux, when I am chronically ill because of what happens when you get to a certain state of metabolic issues where you have inflammation in your body. So every time you get an infection, it's a lot harder to get over. Those are the kinds of things where forget about major health issues, which those are there too. So anyway, number 8 is that you're aware of your health being in jeopardy, and you could give a caca crap. You don't even care. That's where I've been, and then I saw the impact of everything, or reminded of it, and I just thought, you know what? I don't have that little angel on both sides telling me and giving me advice. I have a brain that says that there are programs for recovery. They're certainly very successful for a lot of things. But if I can put this tool to work inside my body, take care of my body and manage that proactively when I'm going to be 45, I will be so much more grateful for the experience and the longevity that I gained from that, and the example that I want to leave with my kids. And that example, believe it or not, a lot of people think, well, you're telling your kids that they need to have some kind of intervention. Baloney. There's a whole change in diet and exercise required. And I'm going to be involved in support groups and counseling and that sort of stuff too. So there's no single bullet. The one thing that's helping me is that I can't go upstairs right this minute and cheat. I can tell you that I can't, because even knowing how much you can eat right now is a question mark. But the beautiful part is that I have a little bit of a governor inside me that's saying, yep, you're full. Go drink some water, go for a walk, and it's a totally different, way of dealing with it. It's not for everybody. It's friggin' hard the first week and 2, and it's going to be a lifetime change. Everybody says that about a diet, but I can say la vie to a diet. I can't say that to my new innards. They're there, and I got to deal with them and take care of them for the reasons that I did this in the first place, is to be a part of my own life and my family's life and my community and the people I love and what have you. I love y'all. Those are 8 distinctions about food addiction versus other, just maybe normal life, seasonal life changes for weight loss that's different for some than others. I just wanted to put that out there, and the next video I do will be about specific to me and others about obesity and the comical. To me, it's comical because it's very blunt. I'm not going to play about just the changes in your body that are necessary whenever you lose this weight, and why I wanted to lose it in the first place. Kooky stuff, I won't be specific now, but I'll be specific then. Thank you very much. I love you guys. Thank you for praying for my recovery. The first few weeks is hard. This is no silver bullet, but I'm feeling better and engaged in how things are going for my own self, and that's good. Can't ignore this now. Every once in a while it feels like I got on a roller coaster and I'm like, oh wait, I hate roller coasters. And it's kind of like that. Oh wait, I hate restrictions to me dieting. I don't want anybody to have a say over that. And I put one inside my body, and so now, game on, sister. Shut up and ride. So anyway, that's it.